attention, please. Welcome to the biggest celebration ever. It's really fitting that so many of you came here this evening to show one more time what you really think of our 1990 Eagles. Coaches and team members, all of us have come here to honor the best 2A team in the state, and I'm not so sure this may be the best team in the whole state. Not only does most of the state of Iowa know that Pella Christian has a champion tonight, but also as far away as Denver, Colorado, people were watching this game on television tonight. Wes Fatma informed us that the Iowa people that live in Denver have a place where they can go. They turn the satellite. They did that tonight, and so there were people also in Denver, Colorado watching the Eagles win the state championship. If we really are what we profess to be, it's only fitting that we begin this celebration with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we need to thank you tonight for this wonderful season that you've given our team, our coaches, our student body, and all the constituents and those who are interested in Pella Christian High. We thank you for the team's success. Without you, it would not have been possible. We thank you for the safety of the fans as they have traveled many miles to follow this team. We give you the credit. We say thank you. And now we also ask that you would bless us in this time of celebration together. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Our MC for tonight really needs no introduction because all of you know of him already. In fact, he's become a part of all of us this year. He moved in from Boone last November. He told me already a couple months ago that in 1988 he had the privilege of following a boys basketball team from United Community of Boone to the state tournament. In 1989, he was a part of the Boone girls state basketball tournament. And in 1990, he's been a real part of the Eaglettes and Eagle state basketball tournament. I told him that we hope he doesn't leave for a long time bringing a record like that with him. So, with any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the voice of the Eagles and Eaglettes on KRLS, KNIA, Mr. Paul Clark.
This is really something else. They told me my job tonight was to move things along, or else we'd be here well into tomorrow morning. I just want to start by thanking everybody here who, in a little way or a big way, has made me feel so welcome here, because as I told Jerry, I've been here since the 1st of November. I haven't finished unpacking yet, and I'm up here in front of you folks who have been with Pella Christian for years and years and years, and I just want to thank everybody who has made me feel welcome in a little way. When you get up in the morning, every morning, remember where 92 FM is, make my job a lot easier. And I want to thank Coach Nickel, all the players for helping me out when I had them come up for my post-game interviews, which I'm not sure they were always real thrilled about, but they handled it anyway. And thanks to Principal Rinsema and Gord Van Zanten, my color commentator. I'll get Gord up here in a little bit and embarrass him. And I want to thank, again, all the players, and Jim Niebuhr's here somewhere, and I want to thank Jim too. I never really got a chance to thank him after the girls' season. He was a big help to me this year as well. This night isn't for the new kid on the block. This night is for these guys and you guys. And so I'm going to start by introducing the principal of Pella Christian High, Clyde Rinsema.
I'm going to make my words tonight very short because there's a lot of people on the program that have a lot of things to say. But I want to say, first of all, this has been great. The past 2 weeks go down in history at Pella Christian High School. It's been a time in which we've pulled together, worked together, strived together, and also been successful together. My only regret is that I didn't take a graduate course in ticket sales. I want to thank the players and the coaches, Coach Nickel, his head coach, and all the players and all the coaches for giving all of us this experience. And that also goes for Coach Niebuhr and the girls for last week. They've put these young people have played well, and that's an understatement. They have represented themselves, their families, the school, the town of Pella, and above all their Lord in a way that is to be commended. I want to thank the student body of Pella Christian High School. There wasn't a teacher that came to me these past 2 weeks and said, boy, this has sure created havoc with education. Education has gone on while we've had the fun. I want to commend the students for their cooperation and attention and everything else here at school, but especially for the sportsmanship that they displayed throughout the tournaments for the last 2 weeks. In my heart, I believe that you all deserve a sportsmanship award again this year. I have a couple letters that I could read. I'm only going to read one because these are certainly always unbiased in their perspective. 2 referees. This was addressed to the school through Mr. Nickel, the athletic director, Mr. Vermeer, the athletic director. The subject was sportsmanship displayed by Pella Christian High School. Attention Jerry Nickel and Jim Niebuhr. We wanted to take a moment to congratulate you 2 coaches, the players and fans on the sportsmanship you displayed when we reffed for you at Indianola against Creston and in the state tournament when you played against North Iowa. People often comment on the negative things in games and in life, and we felt that the sportsmanship of all concerned was excellent. Not too often does one write a letter of this kind, because someone always messes up the system. But we honestly can say we were impressed. You can't say it was because you won, because in the games we did, the boys won and the girls lost. Jerry, referring to Jerry Vermeer, if you would, please pass this on to the players, coaches, and fans who deserve to be recognized for their sportsmanship. We will really work hard not to let fans ruin high school basketball and sports in general. Sincerely, Robert Johnson, Harley Leaders. I believe also that in this area we were stretched in the last 2 weeks. I think you all know that there are times where we could do better. Not the last 2 weeks, but perhaps throughout the season. And I believe that we were stretched and educated ourselves, and I hope that this attitude and the desire to perform in a way that is exemplary continues on throughout this spring and on to next year. You've done a great job, and I commend you all for it. I would like to also thank the grade school students from the local Christian grade schools, because they also conducted themselves in a way that was exemplary. They also helped us earn that sportsmanship award last week. So thank you, young people. Thank you, principals of those schools. Tonight, we take pride in a positive sense. I am personally thankful to be a part of Pella Christian High School. God has blessed us. Let's give him the praise. Thank you.
One thing I've been impressed with, by and large, in the short time I've been here, has been the relationship between Pella Christian and Pella Community Schools. People tell me that every once in a while it's not always rosy, but I've also been told it's never been better. And I hope I'm safe in saying that it will get better every day, every day, every day. And right now I want to introduce the principal from Pella High, Omer Troyer.
In a gymnasium across town, it was our distinct pleasure to have Mr. Rensma and Mr. Vermeer join us in a celebration. And it's certainly my pleasure to join you in a celebration here this evening. I congratulate you and join your celebration not only because you've won, but it's how you won. Thursday evening, I had the privilege of sitting there and just enjoying a ball game. Mr. Rensma appreciates it, I think, when I say that it isn't very often that we just get to sit and enjoy watching a ball game. But Thursday evening, that was my distinct pleasure. Down 17 points, and a team and a coaching staff that kept their poise in an incredible fashion, a group of cheerleaders and a group of fans that just wouldn't let go. That was a thing of beauty, people. It really was. It's always dangerous to, in a total group effort, to point out some individuals. I would like to congratulate Mark on being selected all-tournament team member, and Captain Eric. That's spectacular. finally, a person who has worked at this type of an effort for so many years. I don't know of a more deserving active coach in the state of Iowa than Mr. Nickel. Congratulations. Celebration of the moment, we don't want to forget the outstanding season of Coach Niebuhr and the Eaglettes. We're very proud of you also. On behalf then of Pella Community Schools, congratulations. I intend to sit here the rest of the evening and just enjoy this celebration. Congratulations.
It's my pleasure now to introduce for you a man who's obviously very important to what happened tonight and what happens every day in the Pella Christian school system. He's a fellow that I've got to know just a little bit, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him a lot better. Your school board president, Bob Pothoven.
Mr. Ritzma talked about the last 2 weeks. I'd like to go back just a little bit further and the last 9 months in the history of Pella Christian High School. Last September we were able to celebrate our 50th anniversary. Since then we've had 3 teams in state tournament, and tonight that culminated with a state championship. And he talked about, you know, a lot of times when we get in trouble we go to the Lord and ask Him for our needs, which is very proper and which we should do. But I would like to ask each one of you tonight to thank the Lord for the blessings that He has given to Pella Christian High School over the past year. Certainly He has been good to us in a lot of different ways. Coach Nickel, assistant coaches, we're very proud of you. The job you have done, and we want to thank you for that. Team, you know, there's an old cliche in sports that nice guys finish last or something like that. If ever a team proved that statement to be wrong, these gentlemen have done that. And I too would like to congratulate you as fans, cheerleaders, managers, everyone. Super job. There's a lot of people have to speak tonight. Let's just get on with the show. And again, congratulations, team. We couldn't be prouder of you.
Of a lot of fantastic years of basketball at Pella Christian, and contrary to Nick's distinguished gray hair, he hasn't been the coach here forever. And right now we want to bring up a couple of coaches who, for them, I'm sure this is very, very special as well. A couple of gentlemen who led the Eagles in years past, and this, as I said, it's a culmination of all the years of Pella Christian basketball. So let's have a nice welcome for Marv Dieleman and Dick Vanderlot.
Wow, this is really great, isn't it? I'm happy that the season is over in a way, because I've been doing an awful lot of running lately. My wife accuses me of not supporting the family anymore because she has to work. But the main reason is I'm happy is because now Dick Brooksford's going to get to change clothes. You know, unless you're at least 35 years old, you probably aren't going to remember me being out here on this floor. There are a lot of former students out here and some athletes, a lot of them have left the area, that would remember that. But I first came here in 1956 to take over the helm, and I was pretty young and ambitious at the time, and I only lasted for 3 years. But I do feel that that when I came here, we tried to institute some changes that have culminated in what we have tonight. For those of you that don't remember, just a little bit of history. You know, they say if you start living in the past, it's a sign you're getting old. And I guess at the risk of doing that, I'd like to mention just a few. It's my understanding when this school first started in 1939, we had a man here by the name of George Pals, who kind of helped get a team going. And then we had a coach named Merle Calamine, many of you might remember him. And then I think from Mr. Calamine, we went to Henry Meiskens, and then to Dick Brunigge. And that was when I was here as a student. And he's a pretty good coach. And then we had a couple of years there where we didn't even have a coach. We had a teacher that did the coaching. And they did a good job. They tried hard and they did a good job, but we kind of were on a downswing in athletics. And then we came in 1956. I had the same good fortune that Mr. Niebuhr did, wherever he's at. I inherited some pretty good talent. And we went 19-0 that first year, fellas, and got beat out by Newton in the semifinal, or in the district up at Newton. But we didn't have the distinction of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coaches. For those of you that don't go back that far, if you were the coach in those days, you coached the boys, and you coached the girls, and you taught 5 classes of history, and you did the PE program, you did the intramural program, and then if you really wanted to work a little harder, we started a freshman team that year, Mr. Vermeer, do you remember that? Yes. And we had, Mr. Vermeer was a freshman that year, and I think our freshmen went 8-0 that year. But that's, we had a turnaround, and we had it with the girls 2 years later. The girls went 21-0 before they got beat. Carolyn Vanderwilt, I think, was on that team. She's around here somewhere. And a couple others that are still around. But then when I decided that I wanted to move on, and Mr. Vanderlaan followed me, and Mr. Cruz, and since then we've had a turnaround in the program. And I guess I want to relate this to you because I think this will explain to you guys up here. You've wondered about this, why you get so many people at these games. That's because they all have this disease, see, and it's called eagle fever. and you get that disease the longer you're around here, you see. So we'd like to see some of you guys get that disease now after you've graduated, and so as these teams come up in the future, that you'll have this disease and you'll follow these people wherever they go to. Okay? Thanks so much.
I'm going to do something I might regret, but I haven't had a chance to give Papa Nick a hug yet. I'm not so sure I should have done that. Because we had many nights after that last game in the tournament, we cried together. And I was sitting in the balcony, and I could hardly keep myself from jumping down and getting him. But I saw he went to his mother and his dad, and that made me feel, and Judy also. And I'm proud of you, Nick, and all your coaches, of course. Guys, you're making quite a stir. Mr. Vermeer said in Denver, Colorado. Do you know that there's people here that came from Michigan today? Woody's 2 uncles, Uncle Sid Klyn and Marv Klyn, are they here? Yeah. know why Sid is here, because Michigan got beat out. Actually, you get a crowd when you get Woody's aunts and uncles here. And I think I saw Troy Vandermolen's aunt here, Twyla, from Michigan, another one. How about that? Maybe there's somebody else from further away than that, but I think that's fantastic. I know there's a boy, the last name of Vandermon, that's sat in some street in near Hudsonville. He could get WHO by going on that certain street. So hopefully he can get the tape and see you guys play. And congratulations to you guys. You see a lot of people out here. They're vent up frustrations because they never got where you guys got, and never, of course, obviously didn't win the state championship. And so I see a lot of people who played for myself and Dealman that are just here because we have been so frustrated for so long that we wanted to see this happen. And congratulations to all of you and the parents as well for picking up. Thank you.
In learning about Pella Christian basketball, I've heard a lot about some great basketball teams that you've had here before that just didn't quite make it over the hump, didn't quite earn a berth in the state tournament. And I think tonight for all the players everywhere across America, probably a few outside America somewhere, tonight means a lot to them too. And we've got a former player who's going to come up and tell you exactly what it means. I want to welcome Steve Rosaboom.
No, really, unbelievable, just unbelievable, can't describe it. But while we're talking about belief, I think that really was a difference with you guys and the other teams that were playing tonight and other teams that have played for Pella Christian, is you guys really believed it in your hearts, and that makes a difference. But in response to that, they know that they believe in themselves, and I want to show that we too believe in you. And I might need some help from the cheerleaders on this. This is one of my favorite old cheers. It's "We believe, mighty Eagles, we believe." Let's go. We believe, mighty Eagles, we believe. 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 Thank you, thank you. And by the way, I can top Dick Vanderlaan because I know I saw Kent Brooks, where he's from Arkansas, so I got you beat. But anyway, no, I don't know where to start really. But as a former player, I'd like to thank the team for sharing this with us, and I just want to say thanks for the ride. But I'd also like to speak for all the future Eagles. I tell you, the wind was blowing 30 miles an hour today, and as I drove around town, I saw little kids shooting hoops and playing basketball all over town. And I really think, the accomplishments of you guys tonight, will really reap the benefits over the next 5 to 10 years, and we thank you for that too. But I really have to clear up this Papa Nick business, because that all started back in 1976 when I was playing, and Rick Blom, I know he was one of the originators. He's probably out there somewhere. But we were really fortunate. We had a coach that really cared about us, and we could really feel that and sense it. And we respectfully called him Papa Nick, and we say, "Thanks, Papa Nick."
couple of weeks ago, I was out chasing around the streets of Pella like I do every day, investigating people's private lives and telling the rest of you all about it. And I came back up to the office, and on my desk was a Pella Christian sweatshirt, all neatly folded, and a note from Jerry Vermeer saying it was compliments of the Booster Club. And tonight I sprung for a brand new shirt, $25 for the state championship. I figured that was a pretty good price. But every other game I've had on my Pella Christian sweatshirt that I got from the Booster Club, so I want to thank everybody in the Booster Club for that. And I want to introduce from the Booster Club, Delmer Zeidema.
Well, first of all, I would like to ask Jerry if it's better being in central Iowa than it is in northwest Iowa tonight. I talked to Jerry, we had last Saturday, he said we've got a little challenge here because the writers in Des Moines picked all the northwest Iowa teams, and we talked about it a little bit, and he said he had to go with him, so we're in central Iowa, and there's two other teams in central Iowa that won, so I think we're doing all right. First of all, I'd like to thank the coaches and congratulate the coaches and the team also. It's been a great year. We've had a lot of fun. As a Booster Club, the Booster Club board does quite a bit of the work, but the Booster Club itself consists of a group of people that elects the board, and I think that support from everyone, we really appreciate the support that we get from the school, or from the board. We'd like to thank you boys for representing us in an honorable fashion. The other thing that we'd like to talk about is, and someone already touched on it, is the girls basketball team and the softball teams. Other people we'd like to thank. We don't get a chance to thank people too often, but we have all-state choir members, speech students, all those type people. I think we ought to give those all a hand. Next of all, I'd like to thank Dave Sutphin of Wormhout and Kempke's, and also Mike Scurry from Circle M here in town. There's been a lot of maroon and white sweatshirts and a lot of Eagle stuff out on the streets the last few days, and it's really nice looking over the crowd at Vets. You see a lot of maroon outfits. I don't know if Mike or Dave told you, but the Booster Club decided to instead of selling their own sweatshirts, we decided to let them sell the sweatshirts, and they would give us $2 for each sweatshirt and $1 for each t-shirt. So you are supporting the Booster Club in a roundabout way. I'd like to have Mike come forward at this time, if he would. First of all, Mike, I think tonight has got a check for $500 from the Booster Club. I think Mike has got a presentation for Nick here, for Coach Nickel.
I'd like Coach Nick to be the first one to have a state champion t-shirt.
Mike will have a new t-shirt or a sweatshirt on sale Tuesday commemorating the tournament champions, and it'll be an limited edition. It'll be on sale Tuesday. I guess the last thing I've got is there's a challenge to all the underclassmen that you've got a taste of what it was, whether it be the boys or the girls, also in the softball tournament. You know what it's all about. Let's go get them. Let's do it again.
Just so happens one guy that I called was Gord Van Zandt. And first night we worked together was right here, 28th of November. The Oskaloosa girls were here. I'd never met Gord before. I talked to him on the phone for about 2 minutes. He sounded excited. But I had no idea what I was getting into. But as soon as Gord opened his mouth the first time, something profound came out, and it's been a great time ever since. I want Gord to come up for just a second. Since we're giving t-shirts, we got one for Gord. He didn't get paid for any of this, by the way, which was we wanted to know what broadcasting was all about. And back in the old days of radio, sportscasters were called Goldie Throats. I have no idea what it means, but Gord Van Zandt was our Goldie Throat this year, and I want him to have this t-shirt.
Just a couple of things, because I want to hear what Coach Nickel has to say, because he avoided us tonight. We didn't get him on the coach's show after the post game. He was too excited and forgot all about it. So I want to hear what he has to say. For 20 years, I heard coaching stories, and some of those probably I couldn't say behind this mic, but I heard an anecdote in the press room that I want to share with you. And to me, it's fantastic, and it's a credit to these guys sitting here. And I don't just mean 5 guys tonight who all scored in double figures. I mean every guy that's on the squad. The comment was this, and they were talking to another coach, and he said about Pella Christian's ball players, he said, a team is made from November to March, but players are made from March to November. And all this is great, and I'm sure these kids appreciate it, but you would not believe how much these kids work in the off season. And we're talking at Central College, team camps, whatever, where nobody sits in the stands and you don't have the crowd. And I think, again, it all pays off, and I think that's really a credit to you guys. And they did not know, but they said they've got a fantastic team, but they've got fantastic players because of the fact that they work that hard at it. And I think that probably says something about these kids too, and that they turned a negative into a positive from what happened. There was a lot of disappointment last year when they lost as early as what they did, and this year we see this fantastic trophy, and we've got these fantastic coaches and fantastic bunch of kids. It's great to see that. So again, thank the kids not only for their performance in tournaments and through a regular season that had 18 wins, but thank them for the work that they put in the off season. And it was great to help Paul out. You got to give this guy credit too. He came here the 1st of November, and I helped him out to start with, and I never told him a name of a Pella Christian kid. He put that much time in preparation and so forth, knew the ball players before we ever got started, and I don't think he missed a name all year long. He's probably the most fantastic guy that we've had do the games, and just does a super job in preparation. And you can't say enough about the job that he's done all year long. And probably some of the people who appreciate it the most aren't even here, because we've had a lot of calls from grandparents and so forth who aren't able to be in big crowds, and they probably appreciate it the most. So let's give Paul a warm round of applause as well.
With all due respect to the players and coaches up here, if it wasn't for the cheerleaders, I wouldn't go to the games, huh? win or lose, although these guys didn't lose this year, but the cheerleaders are always there, and they are such an important part of what goes on every night in gyms everywhere, and especially this gym right here. We've got a couple of the PC cheerleaders, there, I messed up the name, first time. Laura Blancasport and Amy Rotier.
First of all, we would like to thank all you fans for your support and your cheering. It really makes it a lot of fun. On behalf of all of the cheerleaders, we would like to thank both of the girls team and the boys team for making it such an exciting year for us. I would like to thank Mr. Zweers and the pep band for doing a great job at the state tournament, for pumping us up. Yeah. Also, we would like to thank Mrs. Vandervoort and Mr. Rinsma for working with us throughout this year, helping us to iron things out and get things worked out for pep rallies and other things with the teams and schools and games and stuff. And also, we were asked to congratulate everybody from Western Christian's athletic director.
It's finally time to hear from the man. I guess it's been 16 years, and he finally brought himself home a nice piece of hardware. Let's hear it for Jerry Nickel.
Thank you. Are we having fun? I often wondered what it would be like to be out there when the guy got up there and said, "It's time for basketball." Now we know. Now we know. It won't sink in for a long time. It's just another ball game for us tonight. I think you saw that on the floor. I don't think there were too many kids here that had a nerve in their body tonight. They just knew that we had to go out and play the game, and that we hadn't really played the way we wanted to in the state tournament in the first two games. And those two games were a little abnormal for us, and I think tonight you saw the true team that we've been watching all year long, and when they play that way, it just makes things so easy. You know, as somebody said, well, it's like the Preston game. No, it wasn't quite like that, but it was a great, great feeling. I just have so many things to say. I may be here till, is there any preachers here in the audience? I could probably preach a sermon too if I had to, so don't worry. I thank everybody for being on this program, to get involved with this whole thing. I'm not the biggest coach that ever coached here, as you saw. And I'm not the littlest either. Somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. So much, so many times, so many years, so many close calls, and finally it happens, and it just all happens all at once, and it's all over. Somebody told me a week ago that once you get to the state tournament, you relax, and I didn't know if that was true, but it is. I was completely relaxed all week. The only time I can't sleep is after we win a game. I know that on Channel 16 at 3:30, it's a Gomer Pyle show. At 4 o'clock, it's Hogan's Heroes. I like that Schultz. He's kind of built like I am. And then at 4:30, they have another episode of Gomer Pyle again. So today I said to my wife, I said, we went downtown, did a little shopping, picked up some steaks. Going to grill some steaks over at our house tomorrow. And I said, maybe we ought to stop over at the video store and get a couple movies, because I think it's going to be a long night. So we're going to watch movies at our house tonight. I guess there's an old saying that means a lot to me, and we thought about it on the way home on the bus tonight. We came, we saw, we conquered. I got to reflect just for a minute on tonight's game. Have you ever, now I want you to think, and you're all basketball fans or you would be here tonight, have you ever in your life seen a shot like Brett Giddings? I thought it started a great little flurry for us there that was just enough to put them away. The reporters asked me after the game, said, what about that shot? And I said, well, you know, I said, really? He kind of, you know, that's a shot. And a guy says, you mean he practices that? And I said, well, if you saw him, you know, just kind of screwing around in practice, yes, he does. And he had a chance. He had a chance to show it tonight, and he told us, you know, extra long halftime tonight, you know, that's why we're so relaxed when we come out second half. We laid on the floor, took a nap. He's told us at halftime, he knew when he let it go his hand, it went through, he knew it was in. So, you know, you practice. He's told me on the way on the bus, he started that in the 3rd grade, he started practicing that shot. What?
How about the ball you stole the other night?
Yeah, he had a pretty good steal against Western. Yeah. I'll tell you, another thing tonight, you know, Mark McGorb has tried to jam the ball all year long. But he saved it for tonight. He saved one big one, and I think that 6'9" guy got him pumped up just a little bit. I thought that his block shot on a 3-point attempt in the corner and then taking the ball out of midair and getting poked in the eye for doing it, I thought that made a pretty good statement to Forest City right there. Troy struggled a little bit the first 2 ball games. He was a little bit down, I think, because he spent a lot of time on the bench over there, and he hadn't done that for a couple of years. Things weren't working out the way they were supposed to, and I guess that's where the coach is supposed to come in, somewhere. But I thought that Troy made a pretty good statement tonight. The first 2 shots of quarter number 3. If there was any hope that Forest City had coming out in the 3rd quarter, it would be to, well, let's get started right in quarter number 3. And I think after 2 possessions in Troy's hand, the 10-point lead became 15, and the rest was history. There were a lot of other things that happened in tonight's game. Good things. I
I got to go back to Thursday night's ball game, and 4 3-pointers from the outside, and then going inside with a 6, as Mike Henderson calls it, if you got a tape of the radio station, with a 6-6 on one side, a 6-5 on the other, and a 6-4 in between, split the difference, laid it in the hole, and got fouled. Eric Potover. What a fantastic tournament he had. What a fantastic 2 first games. When things weren't really working out for us, he really did the job. That's what this team is all about. I told the reporters after the game, I said, it's simply spelled with 4 letters. It's T-E-A-M. And when one doesn't do it, someone else does. And we never know who that's going to be. We never tell them. They feel it, they do it. And we really needed that in the first 2 games up there. And I was so happy that it didn't have to happen that way again tonight. Woody Klyn is now, and did set and is now the all-time scoring leader at Pella Christian High School. He broke Greg Van Zulen's existing school record of 1,074 points back about 3 or 4 games ago. So I don't know, I haven't told her that. We didn't publicize it, we didn't make any big deal about it because we didn't think that was part of the word T-E-A-M. So now I think, you know, we have a chance to recognize that, and it's a tremendous, tremendous feat to score as many points as he did. He was our leading scorer as a sophomore, our leading scorer as a junior. This year I think is going to end up in probably 2nd place. But it was a tremendous effort on his part of leadership. He and I go back quite a ways. He never practiced, I guess, one day with any other team except the varsity in his 4 years of high school. And I think he did an admirable job of handling that very situation. I thought that when we got to the state tournament, things would go easy for us. I really did. I had a great feeling that we were a confident ball club. And then when Reed just put us down 8-2, I thought, oh boy, I don't know what's happening out here. And the thing that got us going in the state tournament was Brad Weenian. He got us going. It was his aggressiveness and his style of play, which is one all his own, that really got us going in the first ball game. We needed that. We were looking for something, and in the world of coaching, you do different things. You try things. You never know if they're going to work. You try them, and I really think it was the thing that got us off, you know, on the correct foot at Vets Auditorium. I think back to the Creston game. I think to, again tonight, what a super job a young man has done, and I think an inspiration for a lot of young kids. If you'd have told me a year ago that Chad Dealman would be playing varsity basketball for us in the role at which he played right now, you'd have called me a liar, because I would never, ever have believed it. Leaps and bounds over the summertime to do the kind of job he did down the tournament stretch here, just fantastic. I don't think that we had very many let-ups when it came time to take one of the big guys out and make that replacement. And it was kind of interesting to see because I thought early everybody was saying, ooh, I don't know about this, the other team members and so forth, but it became very easy to see that it was in good hands. And then we got a supporting cast of just great, great people. As I mentioned in the prayer after the game in the locker room, that everybody on the team kind of knows their place and knows what their job is. And we've got people who get us excited. We have people who are actually great people in practice because they have to work and work and work. We had some exciting times in this gym about 2 weeks ago against Davis County when we stuck 5 kids in there and they just completely opened the game wide open. What a boost that was, not only for us as coaches, but the starters to be able to see that happen. They wanted it that badly. And I'd just like to recognize Kevin Rosa, Kyle Jensen, Greg Eacoff, Steve DeBrine, Jason Rosa, and Daryl Beanston. I just want to thank the people who have helped put this all together. I want to thank Coach Byer, who completely volunteers his time, earns not even a penny for being here every day and helping us for 5 years now. What a super job he's done. Coach, stand up. I want to thank my other coaches as well. Verlin Nickel, who volunteers his services to help our program, Coach Rugg, the sophomore coach, and our lovely young man here, Mr. McGill, who comes over every day for practice. He's never late because it's in the afternoon. So we thank those fellas as well. We really appreciate what they've done to help our program. Last year we started receiving student trainers from Central College. We had an excellent student trainer last year. She was a good-looking young gal. Kids really appreciated her because, you know, there she is playing with her feet before practice and games and things like that. And she doesn't have to be here tonight, does she? Stacy, are you here anywhere? She's not here, is she? She's in Lincoln, okay. But we had a replacement. We kind of wanted to have her back again this year, but they said, no, you gotta, she helped somebody else in the fall and she couldn't do back-to-back. So they sent us this kid from Algona, Iowa by the name of Brent Peterson. And now I thought McGill was a pretty good-looking guy, and then this guy shows up. But now he had to go home during spring break. And so he missed the Davis County game, but he guaranteed us one thing, that he would be sitting at home by the telephone waiting with his red socks on. There's so many things to say. It's just been a fantastic year. We practiced so hard. So many things go into the makeup of a team. I can remember crying my eyes out with Bob Van Zullen and Casey Van Wilden at Newton's Gym of 1984. Thinking about the years and hours that had gone through trying to make a team and one that didn't quite get the job done. This team here is for all of those people. It's for guys like Steve Rosenbaum who are up here. It's the people that we've had such great times with through the years that just couldn't quite get the job done. And as I told the student body the day we started tournaments at the Pep Assembly, that I just really felt that if we could just get the old corner turned and get there, that you know, it's a thing that the program is great. It just hasn't quite got that part of it completed. To have happen what happened this week is great, the way it happened. The tough games, to come from behind, all of the things, and then the way we played tonight. it all culminates. It's a fantastic thing. These kids, and I told them about 2 weeks before tournament started, I said, you know, you're really, the way you're practicing, I think you're really practicing like you want to be the #1 team in the state. And I guess I never had any doubts. I guess that I've been very confident, and I think they've been very confident. There have been some hurdles along the way, but when I went back to the fall and November, they always write down goals on a piece of paper, and then we add those all together and we come up with our goals for the season. And almost every sheet that came in said, you know, we want to have a perfect season, we want to win it all, we want to go to the state, and a lot of them said we want to win the state championship. And I didn't know how realistic that was. When we got there, I thought it was very realistic. When we played our first game, especially the first 4 minutes, I thought, boy, this isn't very realistic at all. But I just don't think, Steve says, you know, we believe, but I don't think there was ever doubt in any one of these fellas' minds that they were the best, that if they played hard the way they were supposed to play, that they would be the best. And I think that was a total approach to tonight's game. I don't think we know that we won a state championship. I think we went to play Forest City tonight, and it was game number 25 on the schedule, and we just played it. I really feel that that's the way we approached every game, and it's a great tribute to these guys not to become involved with all the hoopla that goes with it, but to stay matter of fact, get the job done. Let the way you play the game on the floor speak for itself, and I think they did that. In closing, I have one thing to say. You know, so many people have come to me and sent me cards and called me and say that they were happy for me. I just want to say that I am very happy for you, because I think that you are the greatest fans in the world. I think that what you showed, and when you have a chance to, when the tapes come back from the state tournament and you have a chance to get a hold of the Western tape, to see the way you people performed and would not let these guys quit, it was a fantastic thing. It was great to sit in front of all of that and to hear it. But to know that that's the kind of fans you are, to be here in throngs and droves tonight and all along the road, you know, I'm so happy for the school and for the guys that play the game and for you, the fans, because you are truly the ones that deserve this championship. Thank you.
Like I said when we started out, this night is for everybody out here, and it's really for these young gentlemen up here. People in radio can do peculiar things once in a while, and some of the people I've known in the business for the past few years were coming up to me at events and congratulating me. And I wasn't exactly sure what I had done, but I said thank you very much. But the people who deserve congratulations, everybody who's been up here certainly does. But this collection of young men is really something. You've all known them for a lot longer than I have, and you know them a lot better than I do. I can't tell you anything more about them, and I'm not sure how we want to do this, but let's bring the captains up. Good idea, Nick. Why don't we have the captains come on up?
I really don't know what to say right now. It's just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, I know that. I just want to thank these people right up here for giving all the great memories throughout my high school career and for the great year that we had. I'm going to miss some of these guys a lot, and I'd like to thank you folks too for just supporting us the whole time. Thanks.
Like what he said, about everything's been said. I'd like to thank the team. I'll never forget each one of you. And I thank one more person who came down from Michigan to see me play. That's my sister Jana. And I know that this has all been done for the glory of God, and that's why it all happened. Thank you.
What now, Jerry? Let's bring up the seniors. That sound fair? No more? Okay. That leaves us with what should be exciting, the presentation of the trophy.
On behalf of the 1989-1990 Eagles, we present this trophy to Mr. Rinsma and the whole school.
It's heavy.
I heard let's eat. What a great idea. We want to thank everybody who had a part in what's going on here tonight. Ken and Helene Tucker providing the cookies tonight. The McDonald's in Pella, thanks to them for providing our beverages this evening. Thanks to the Booster Club for helping to serve the aforementioned cookies and drinks. Nick's Greenhouses for providing the corsages, boutonnieres, and flower arrangements throughout the tournaments. Congratulations or thanks to the Mayflower Floral Shop for the floral arrangements. The Young Greenhouse for tulips, thanks to the Marion County Sheriff's Department, the Pella Police Department for the escort from Otley. And thanks to the town of Otley, that's some patient people, for allowing us to rendezvous for the caravan at the co-op to the high school. Thanks to everybody. And how about a final hand for the 1990 state champion?
Hey, Greg. Did you make it in? Greg, did you make it? That's all right. Greg, did you make it for the game? I just pulled in. Just pulled in? Those boys, excuse me. Where's Judy? Where's Judy?
I don't know. She's behind me. There he is.
Oh, I just wanted to, get you on tape. I hadn't had you on tape all night yet.
You've got so much time.
having so much fun. One more time, Paul. One more time. There's been so many times this year, you know.
One more time for what?
For you. I always get you at the end of every activity, you know.
Final score tonight, Pella Christian 81 and Forest City 55.
Now back to our sponsors.
Now back to our studios.
Well, Jeff, can you believe it?
No, I can't. Unreal.
That's right. So how many trips did you guys make to Des Moines?
5.
2 for the girls and 3 for the guys.
Yeah.
They figured out how
Loved every
many
minute
miles
of
you put on?
Several hundred.
Several hundred, all right.
500, 600.
Yeah, something like
Try
that.
to-
Yeah.
Is that right?
5 hours a piece, something like that.
Well, it was well worth it.
You betcha. Every minute of it.
Great fun.
You bet.
Maybe next year after you guys are graduated and the team gets about tournament time, you ought to get your rigs up together again.
Yeah, you never know.
Come
You
back
never
and
know what
lead us on to state again.
Some more crazy ideas, I suppose.
Right. Well, thanks a lot.
You betcha. Find a window. I see one. Oops. No, that's not it. That's a long time ago.
How'd your day go?
Where is it? Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna haul that back home. Have the truck turned around, maybe.